Hey Virgo, welcome to your August tarot session. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited for your season. I know we're not there yet, but in less than 2 weeks it will be your season. I'm very excited about that. Of course, there will be a birthday reading coming up around the first day of your season. I might give early access to my patrons over on Patreon. So make sure to check it out. There's going to be an extended for today's reading, of course, where, and yeah, you can find it on Patreon. So I'm sorry, guys. It's just so, it's so weird for me to promote myself. I don't really like doing that, but I love the community that I'm building on Patreon. It's making me feel a lot more secure also because it's been very weird over here. Very weird for creators and very unstable and a little scary, to be honest. So yeah, every time I try to promote myself, I just start laughing. Again, you can find me over on Patreon. There's an option to subscribe for free. There's a paid option to get access to everything. And you can also get the extended à la carte individually. Okay, so your month's general energy is the Hierophant. I love the Hierophant so much, maybe because, you know, it's the Taurus card. I'm a Taurus sun. I feel like it embodies so much of the qualities of earth signs and fixed earth energy. So this is something that you're comfortable with. With the Hierophant, we are channeling something. This card reminds us that we are our own wise teacher, that our words are valuable and they hold a lot of power. Recently, I read something about, you know, kind of the ancient Greek and how they would say that when you speak something out loud, it's the dead barring your tongue to share wisdom and messages. And every time I think about that, the Hierophant comes up for me because it rules the throat chakra. And it's the first time in the storyline of the tarot where you see other folks. So again, there's something significant here about your influence. And also, this card is the connection to the divine. You don't need a facilitator. You don't need a teacher or guru to help you connect with spirit, to connect with your higher self. You are always connected to your higher self in some way. And sometimes our intuition gets very, very quiet because the ego is very loud. The brain gets very loud. So there's something here with the Hierophant. I think that, you know, I know that all fives are connected to change. There's something here about redirection, change. I'm getting being rerouted. I don't know why I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying rerouted. I'm French, so honestly, I don't think I've ever used the word rerouted. It feels weird when I say it because I'm not familiar, but it's coming up very strongly. So maybe you are being rerouted towards something that is, closer to what you truly want out of life, closer to your purpose. Okay, Virgo. Usually I would delete and start over just because I was laughing in the beginning. I don't know. I crave authenticity on YouTube and on social media. I'm gonna be real. I think there's a lack of authenticity, and it feels good for me personally, to listen to creators that are not so perfect, you know, having moments where you laugh or you mess up and you don't start over, you just embrace it. So yeah, thank you for being here. I'm giggly today. I don't know what's up. Maybe I spent too much time under the sun. In the past few days, my vitamin C is like through the roof. So 4 of Pentacles and 7 of Cups. Right now, something still feels like waiting. The 7 of Cups always feels like waiting because you're still figuring out certain details and you're still also figuring out that you have the freedom to choose. You're free to go. And with the 4 of Pentacles, which is the first card out, there's something about your dedication, your level of presence here. How maybe you are trying to not count the level of productivity in your days as much as you used to. You're focusing on the level of presence. And here we are moving in the world from a heart-centered place. I always felt like the pentacles here were placed very specifically around certain chakras. And I'm not like, I'm definitely not an expert in chakras, but the way that the pentacle at the center is held so close to the heart space, to the heart chakra, there's something here. I think that something is changing here. Yes, you're being rerouted, but there's a decision. There's maybe a part of you that's a little undecisive. Do I want to keep doing that? Or am I ready for a complete shift? I'm hearing the word risk, as if there is a level of risk in the decision you're trying to make. Should I start this project? Should I wait until I feel ready? Or should I be grateful for what I have and just keep on doing the same thing over and over again? I do feel for some reason like you're a little bored with your routine, which is weird because for me, Virgo, usually you get comfortable in a routine. It makes your nervous system calm down a little bit when there's that security. But that security is not nourishing you anymore, not as much as it once did. There's something here about wanting more out of life, wanting more for yourself, and knowing that you deserve more, that you're capable of more. But there could be a little bit of struggle here when it comes to balancing out your personal life and your work life, to find a comfortable place in the middle and not feel every day like you are only working, only busy, following a certain schedule, following another person's timing, and responding to other people's demand in some way. There's a need for freedom. There's definitely, again, here when I felt you were being rerouted, I think you're being rerouted back to your divine mission because you've been focusing on something else for a while now. Okay, 2 of Swords. This is a confirmation for me, Virgo. You're having to choose. Should I stay or should I go? Is the timing right? Am I ready to start this project? Am I ready to take a leap of faith? I don't think there is such thing as being ready, especially for Virgo. It's about being consistent. It's about showing up and taking the first step. Create it now and make it good later, which is not easy for you because you do struggle sometimes with perfectionism. And I think that just taking the first step, it's almost going to feel like perfection for you. Something's going to click the moment you take your first step. Again, this is important Take the first step and make it good later. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be quote unquote good. Leave room for improvement. Leave room for the potential to expand and get better. But for now, again, yes, you're called into taking the first step, but there's, your ability to think and to question and to get curious. Sometimes it can feel like a prison for you. But in August, there's the potential for your nervous system to liberate you in some way. Because your mind will always be there. You will always be curious and ask questions and strive to do better. And maybe strive to be the best at something, which you don't have to be the best at anything. But you can be the truest. You can be the truest version of yourself as you are taking the first step here. People are going to relate. 11:11 on the timer as I'm saying that. So people are going to relate to your words. People are going to relate to what you are ready to share, how you're ready to be of service. But again, it's not supposed to be perfect. The imperfection is going to help people relate to you way more. And as I said earlier, I'm personally craving authenticity. I know I'm not alone. In a time where so much is AI generated, which, that's just the time that we live in. I think that we should choose our battle, and my battle is definitely not to fight against like AI and things like that, to each their own. But it's so unhealthy for my brain personally, and I know for so many of us, to see certain things online that are just obviously fake, but people believe it. Like the bunch of stuff I get sent on a daily basis, like memes and videos from my friends and family. And I'm like, guys, that's not real. It's not true. And people are like, are you sure? It looks so real. Yeah, no, that's not true. That person did not find a dog that is higher than their house. Like, it makes no sense. But I don't know, maybe people are, I don't know. They want to believe so badly. And I'm craving authenticity. I want the real deal. Real deep conversation. Honest conversation. Yeah, the Fool is here. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited now. So the Fool is the soul of the tarot. The whole tarot is the story of this card here. It's number 0. It's nothing and everything all at once. So much potential is contained in that energy. If you see this card a lot, if you pick it for yourself, if you're curious about it, I always felt like 0 was connected to the egg. When I learned the tarot, when I started learning the tarot a very long time ago, I learned the Hermetic tarot and teaching first. So 0 was the egg. It was represented by the egg. So who we were supposed to be even before we were born. Before our caretaker said, oh, I want my kid to be that way. Before society got in the way, before we were influenced left to right, and our identity was made from other people's perception. Who we were meant to be. This confirms the sensation I'm getting for you that you're being redirected towards your divine mission. I know that when I say divine mission, it sounds very woo, very intense. Those are the words that are coming up here, but it could be life's mission. I'm sensing divine mission because it's always going to bring you back to what you're supposed to do. As if if you are wasting time doing something that's not aligned with that mission, things won't work. And at first, you'll start thinking that you did something wrong, that there's something wrong with you, or that everything you do is not working. No, it is the universe rerouting you, always. So with the Fool, this is all about authenticity. Pure authenticity. And I've talked about this a lot recently. I feel like earth signs, we hear this a lot. People say that we are slow, that earth energy is slow. And I don't think that we are slow. I think that we crave authenticity so much that we're not just going to settle for any random thing that shows up. We're taking our time because we prioritize authenticity. So of course, it's going to take a while for us to figure out, okay, is this really aligned with who I am and what I believe in? It's a forever journey. So of course it might take longer. And I do feel like we live in a time where so many people get their biggest success later in life. They experience huge success at an age where maybe 20 years ago, people would say, oh, it's over for you. We're not moving at the same rhythm that our ancestors did. We are creating our own rhythm. And sometimes it's taken a while for us to figure out, okay, where do I belong? What is my life's mission? What is this divine mission that I keep getting rerouted towards? So Page of Cups is here. I'm not surprised. This is the inner child. This is everything that you used to believe in as a kid and how magical it was. People can say that it's a little foolish, it's immature. I never felt like the pages were immature or foolish in any way. They are so magical. They are not driven by the ego. It's all about the heart. It's all about the feelings, instinct also. So your instincts are coming up to the surface like as if for a very long time you were following old rules and old structures and moving accordingly to the rhythm of society and of old beliefs also. And now there's something that just you're craving here, an experience that you're craving. Maybe you've been asking yourself, is there all there is to life? Is this really what I'm supposed to do? Like, am I happy or am I just comfortable? The sense of security is nice, but you're ready to break the rules. The Fool is the rule breaker, clearly. To me, the Hierophant can definitely be a rule breaker in some way because of how this card has changed throughout the years. Because let's be honest, in the times that we live in, if we would want to write, to draw, a channeler, someone who connects with the divine, we would not draw a pope. We don't need a facilitator. Again, there's so much old beliefs about this card, and I think that Hierophant helps us break the rules. The rules that sometimes other people created for us. This is how you're supposed to live your life. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how it looks like to be an adult. This is what it looks like to be a successful person. Like, what? No, breaking the rules and going back to the instinct, the ability to dream big and not feel like we're just fantasizing. No. Queen of Wands. This card has been coming up for everyone. And to me, this is when we stop editing ourselves to make other people feel comfortable. We walk in each room as the whole flame. We're aware of how magnetic we are. We're aware of how wise we are, that we have so much to share. The Queen of Wands is known as the Witch of the Tarot because she can sit in her magic and manifest, create whatever she wants for herself. And there's something here about, and always, when I see the Queen of Wands, I picture a huge cauldron, the cauldron of the witch. The Queen's represents water energy, but here she's holding the wand. So she's water and fire. Those two elements working together. It's like something is boiling in your cauldron. And for years now, you've been adding different ingredients and you've been trying new things. You've been very patient. And I think that there's something you've been nurturing. Queens are about nurturing. So not only you've been nurturing this inner fire, but you've been nurturing your inner child in silence. I really feel like you've been healing, evolving, growing quietly, very quietly. You don't need to brag about how much you've evolved. You don't need to brag about all the things you're creating on your own and behind closed doors. You're doing it for you first. And that's something I admire of Virgo. Another thing I admire about you guys is that you create for the sake of creativity. You do things. You don't just talk about doing things, you do them, even if eventually no one's end up seeing what you do. You don't create, you don't do, you don't live for other people, which can make a lot of folks uncomfortable. And, a lot of people are not aligned with that way of living. We live in a society where so many people are just people pleaser and doing things to get validation, to show online, just how people consume a lot to show what they bought. I'm sure you've noticed, and maybe you were like that in the past. Maybe you're still struggling with that, but personally, every time I want to buy something, I'll always ask myself, do I really want that? Or do I want people to know that I bought it, that I have it? There's something here about what you've been doing quietly, what you've been investing time and energy in quietly, in solo. There's some gold nuggets there, my friend. There are some very potent things that you've written or created, painted. I don't know what it is. It could be recording. It could even be just something that you saved on your phone, on your computer. And you're like, that inspires me. And I have goosebumps saying that all over my legs. I think that there's something that it's in your hard drive, it's in your cell phone, it's somewhere in a file fold, and it has a frequency. It has this frequency of abundance. It's magnetic, and I see, like I said, a gold nugget. I don't even know why I said that, but it came up intuitively, and it fits beautifully with the Four of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Two of Swords. It's interesting how you're kind of holding on to it. Maybe you've forgotten that it's there. You're gonna be invited to go back to this idea. Nine of Pentacles is here. Yeah, there's something that already exists. It could be in your mind for some of you, But this card and all of the, the Four of Pentacles, Hierophant, to me, it says, no, it already exists in the material world. You saved it somewhere, and you did not overthink it. You did not really go back to it. And maybe you don't know that it's so valuable, but it is. So whatever this idea is, and again, you've been nurturing it in some way. The timing was not right in the past, and you naturally just kept it aside. If you did not care, you would have just deleted it. You guys are great at just deleting things and, cleaning out things and clearing what is non-essential. So I would say, yeah, revisit the old files. Very specific. I don't think I've ever heard that message, and I've done thousands and thousands of readings in my life. I don't think I've ever heard that. Revisit the files. There is something, it could even be in an email, in an old email, and you just send it to one of your emails and you're like, okay, it's going to be there if ever. It's worth something. It's worth investing your time. It's worth getting curious. And it's worth maybe sharing it with that one person that you feel comfortable with, someone who really sees you creatively, like they honor you, they understand you, they respect your creativity, your work ethic, your talent. There's something about maybe collaborating or just using your voice. Very important with the Hierophant. There's something about expressing ourselves, the words that we use to say, hey, I created that, I made that, or this is an idea that I've kind of kept. Unintentionally, I kind of kept it. And now I'm feeling called to revisit this file. So the Nine of Pentacles is a Virgo card, by the way. I'm sure you know that. And there's this natural flow. We've already done the work, and there's this flow that comes from this. We're not going to have to work to a point of exhaustion. There's this natural flow and reciprocity, and nines are connected to the buildup of something. The timing is right now. Before the end of August, I think you will have revisited this file. And of course, in the extended, I want to explore more about the potential of this. Okay, we have the Lover's card. We have the Page of Pentacles. So notice how I just said there's the buildup here. And we have one more Pentacles bringing something to completion. Nothing is perfect in life, but when we complete something, it feels like we're almost tapping into perfection. There's something very satisfying with completing something. So as you revisit this idea, this thing, whatever it is for you, for some of you, it could even be a relationship. I want to include everyone. I do feel like the tarot should include everybody. There is something that you're revisiting, and by adding an extra touch, it feels complete. It is ready to be shared. You're ready to start this thing, to trust that it will naturally expand. And again, it's essential that you remember you're not going to have to work to the point of exhaustion. This is a passion project. This is something that will be, yes, connected to your divine's mission, your soul's mission in some way, but it's very flowy. It's a great complement. It's a great addition to the stability that you've already created in your life. And the Lover's card is here, Virgo. So with the Lover's card, we turn inwards. This card is always about a turn inwards first. It's a discovery, a journey of self-discovery. We realize I have more than enough. I already have everything I need. What was I waiting for? And this is a Mercury card. It's a Gemini card, which you are very connected with because you are ruled by the same planet. Gemini, their superpower is to believe multiple truths at once. We understand that it has to start internally, that journey of self-love, that journey of self-discovery, in order to attract real connections, meaningful connections, solid, long-lasting connections. We understand that it starts within, as within, so without. Just like the magician, who is also a mercurial energy. So whatever decision you're trying to make here, and whatever it is about, again, is it about love, money, your job, your body, whatever it is, it's not just yes or no, left or right, good or bad. There are multiple truths. There are multiple ways where you can begin and do this thing. It's not like if you choose one, it's going to be a failure and the other side. No, it's way deeper than that. So in a way, I want to say you cannot mess up this thing. You cannot fail at this thing. Because the moment you begin, it feels like a completion. It feels, again, almost perfect. It's like you're almost tapping into perfection. So looking inwards, which you probably have been doing a lot recently, coming back home to the self. We are in a hermit year. You guys are the hermit in the tarot. There's so much about introspection, about figuring out what lights me up. What is this next step I want to take? How can I measure my days from a level of presence instead of a level of productivity? We are breaking up with the grind, breaking up with this, kind of this culture of more, needing more, doing more always. And we're going back to what is true to us, what makes us feel alive, what makes our life worth living. Like, those are big things, big themes. It's no joke. And remember, we are in a hermit year, so number 9 year. Next year, my friend, we'll be in a Wheel of Fortune and Magician year. We'll be in a 10 year. It is so powerful. This year we're figuring out, okay, what am I guided towards? Again, like so many of us are going to figure out, really tap into this divine mission. And it feels very woo when I talk about it. It feels very mysterious and spiritual, but it requires a level of presence. It requires that we stay grounded and present, that we embody the qualities of the earth signs. I think that all earth signs right now are the best guides for everyone else. I believe, are a great example when it comes to being present. And even if, you can be in your head a lot, you are still present always. You are still consistent and mindful, intentional. So that consistency will be rewarded. Also, you being curious all the time, working on realigning your heart and your mind constantly. Understanding that when you take a step back, it's part of the dance of life. You're not failing. There's nothing wrong with you because you're taking a step back. It's part of this whole thing. Instead of judging yourself, judging where you are, judging those in throughs of thoughts. You're getting curious about it. You're asking the right questions. That's definitely something with 2 pages, 1 earth, 1 water. To me, this is someone who asks the right questions. It's an invitation to stay curious, that there's still so much to figure out. Again, with the 7 of Cups, yeah, it still feels like waiting. For sure, right now, you feel probably like you're in the liminal space between an ending and a new beginning. So our brains are going to be telling us that nothing's happening. It's over for us. We're stuck in a routine and this is going to be it for the rest of our lives. But our soul, our hearts, they know. They know something that our mind cannot comprehend yet. So we have 2 potential new beginning here. We have so much potential in that middle row, and I'm very curious to know where this can lead you. So again, I hope you join me in the extended, and let me pick an oracle card for you. Let me pick an oracle card for Virgo. Virgo. I'm hearing the 3rd from the top. 1, 2, 3. Diana has been coming up non-stop. So I'm going to read the booklet because I haven't read the booklet in a while, and I think I've picked this card like 6 times in the past week or so. I love this booklet. Okay, Diana is the Roman goddess of magic, witchcraft, women and children, wilderness, fertility, and hunting. Like many goddesses, Diana is one of paradoxes and dualities. Though she is a virgin, she chooses to protect women during childbirth. And metaphorically, it's interesting how we have 2 pages and this energy talks about childbirth. It talks about bringing new life. It doesn't have to be literally. It could be bringing this new project into life, this idea. So it makes sense. Even though she is a hunter, she cares deeply for animals. I don't know if you know that, Virgo, but you rule small animals, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite fun facts with Virgo. Diana shares the lunar trinity with Selene and Hecate and serves as the patron goddess of witches. Diana represents the crescent moon and the color white. Diana is a feminist, a protector of women, and a witch. She knows what she wants and knows how to get it. She is owned by no man. Though a moon goddess, she confidently stands with her 2 feet on the ground. She is a free spirit running in the wild. She is one with nature. So I think that there's so much to learn about Diana. If ever you've been interested in, working with the goddesses, I love that. I have my own favorite goddesses that I work with. And Diana invites us to reconnect with nature, to reconnect also with kind of our animal self, like our primal self, which makes sense when we talk about the Fool in the pages and how we're invited to go back to the foundation, go back to who we were before we were told what to do. Again, she is owned by no one. And that's interesting how you are reclaiming your power here, and you are divinely rerouted somewhere. I can't wait to know what this means. I can't wait to see the Virgos in my life navigate the month, and I hope you share your own story. And again, I hope you join me in the extended and join me over on Patreon. I can't wait to do your birthday reading. It's gonna be probably my favorite video of the year, the birthday Virgo reading. So make sure to stay tuned for that. If the birthday reading goes well, I might do a special live just for Virgo and maybe pick cards for you and answer your questions. If that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments. I want to switch things up and get, connect with you guys in different ways. So thank you for being here, Virgo. I'll talk to you guys very, very soon.